Now, I would like to invite Mr. Pawan Kumar to take center stage. For mining and construction activities, the role of efficiency cannot be neglected at any cost. The practices which can enhance uptime of machines is directly proportional to the maintenance strategies applied on seas. Mr. Pawan Kumar is graduated with BE Mechanical Engineering and did his honors from Thapar Institute of Engineering Limited and Technology, Patiala, Punjab. He has professional experience over a period of 33 years in BML and has acquired varied experience spread across several functions and levels of marketing across the country. Mr. Pawan leads the BML team from the front as a regional manager at Mumbai and Delhi. Today, Mr. Pawan will be speaking about mining and construction equipment maintenance practices to enhance uptime. So, delegates, let's welcome Mr. Pawan Kumar.
It's a very old saying, and still in the past and present, still it holds good that prevention is better than cure. So today's scenario also, whatever digitization and all things we have entered into, still it holds good. So, I mean, as far as maintenance practices are concerned on these equipments, I'll come through my presentation. I mean, more of this presentation is sort of an advisory. So please, I would request the audience not to take it otherwise. Just it is some tips we have, what with our experience of my and my colleagues and my company we have gathered. So I would be sharing my views on that. My company BML Limited comes, of course, it's a government PSU, comes under Ministry of Defense. Although we come under Ministry of Defense, but turnover wise, if you see, I mean, our contribution towards defense is not much. Majority it comes from our mining and construction and rail and metro. So coming to rail and metro, our big customers are the Indian Railways, Delhi, DMRC, then Jaipur Metro, Kolkata Metro, and all we are supplied to them. Actually, we are into the business of rail coaches as well as metro supplies, metro coaches. The recent supplies what are coming in, particularly in Mumbai. So we had backed that contract even by competing a Chinese company. So it is one of our prestigious contract, and supplies have already started. So already in Delhi and all, of course, our huge number of coaches are already plying for the last 15 years or so. Then coming to mining and construction, for which our company is famous, and we are into this segment for the last almost for the last 60 years. And our major customers like Coal India, then Singareni Collieries or Neyveli Lignite and SAIL, NTPC, and a lot of private sectors, cement sectors, and many of the private contractors. We supply a lot of mining and construction equipment like bulldozers, dumpers, excavator, loading shovels. I mean, a lot of lot of mining and construction equipments are available with us. Then coming to defense and aerospace, of course, our major customers are, you can say, Indian Army. Then we supply some of the equipments to Air Force, then DRDO, BEL and all. Particularly this Tatra vehicles, if people might have heard of, which is one of the very versatile equipment being used by defense. It can work in desert, it can work in water, I mean, cross the rivers and all. And that is one of our prestigious equipment. And in addition to that, a lot of other defense equipments are there. I mean, not explaining much of my products, I'll come to the topic of the of today. Maintenance practices to enhance uptime, as it is said that prevention is always better than cure. So in this prevention, I mean, normally it is categorized into four this thing. One is periodic maintenance, preventive maintenance, predictive maintenance, and reactive maintenance. Mr. Thakur, my previous speaker, he has spoken a lot on the maintenance practices with which the equipment downtime can be reduced. Thereby, cost cutting on maintenance, it can be done so that finances, there is no overshooting of your budget, or you can say fall into losses and all. If you come to the preventive maintenance is particularly the fast moving spares to replace them in time. So fast moving spares means these are defined by an OEM, like for example, filters are to be replaced at a periodic interval. Maybe each OEM, they will define as per their design. For example, the filters of an engine are to be replaced at 250 hours, 500 hours, or 1000 hours or so. So if those filters are replaced in time, and the unplanned downtime can be saved. And with that, failure of the costly aggregates, it can be avoided, which otherwise unnecessarily it will add to the cost of maintenance. And finally, some of the projects may become unviable because this capex on these equipments in any of the infrastructure projects, it plays a huge role. And similarly, the operation and maintenance, predictive maintenance. Now, predictive maintenance, of course, it may vary from site to site. Because, for example, in mining, the strata of mines, it may vary from one mine to another. Then lead time in certain of the haulage. And because more and more equipment run at a higher speed, there are chances more and more wear and tear of the moving parts. So higher is the lead, more is the lead, there are chances that life of certain critical aggregates like gearbox, transmission, engine, or final drives, it may come down. And more curves are there if in the haul roads, and because operator has to keep on shifting the gears, and it causes a lot of stress on final drive, transmission, with which the life of those aggregates may come down. So it all depends on the planning of a particular project, maybe mines or other things. And that's why these sort of maintenance, it may vary from site to site. In one site, for example, one engine can give a life of 10,000 hours. It is not mandatory that in another mine, it will give a life of the same. It may be high, it may be less, depending on the stress levels, what we are being thrust on these equipments. And these predictive maintenance, of course, with this, with your past experience, and a lot of money can be saved in these things. Of course, use of digital technologies in a long way, it definitely it increases the life of the various aggregates of the equipment and saves much on the maintenance costs. And this digital technology, it takes care of both means human mistakes, which he used to do it earlier. Now in the present scenario, chances are low. And at the same time, those mistakes, whatever he is doing or about to do, are getting transmitted to the controller. And the controller in turn is able to inform the operators in time so that the operator can take a corrective action. Maybe with the GPS or this, you can say telematics. Of course, it's good, and in the present scenario where you cannot have a like chowkidar or police or these your checks at each and every place. These are digital sensors, maybe in various forms. It saves a lot of things. I mean, it is doing like a earlier manually people used to stop the equipments and advise the operators. Now it can be done remotely. Particularly on mining equipments, we have come up with high-tech features like operator fatigue monitoring system. I'm not aware whether on smaller equipments, I think it is yet to come. I mean, if operator is driving a dumper, particularly late in the night or early hours, and if he is feeling sleepy, he will get a warning in the cabin itself that I mean, some sort of warning through a audio system, buzzer. So he will get that thing so that any accident which can happen if he sleeps can be avoided. Like that, a lot of things have come up now. Then certain proximity warning sensors, which is the need of the hour today. Because particularly our mining equipments, their size is too big. And operator sitting in the cabin is unable to see even if a vehicle like a jeep or a car or a man or a big stone is there on the road. There are chances that operator may not see them because the equipments are very large in size. So proximity warning sensors have come up. Those are installed maybe at a distance of 10 meters or so. It will give a warning to the operator, 10 to 20 meters, that something abnormal is lying on the road to operator, that be careful through warning. So these are the things on the digital technology. And of course, nowadays, automatic transmission, which of course, in cars and all, we have started seeing in the last 10 years or so. But in our dumpers and all, we are saying we have this automatic transmission for the last 40 years. Then coming to, I mean, it is also a part of maintenance practices. I mean, skilled operator. Of course, all OEMs, including BML, we provide training to the operators by upgrading their skills to operate the equipments in a correct way. Now, skilled operator, if he informs his maintenance crew, if he is facing any abnormality in operating the equipment at the right time, if he informs the maintenance crew, the failures of many critical and costly agreements like engines and transmissions can be avoided. If any abnormal sound is there from the engine, definitely I'm talking in addition to this digital things. Operator is the first man who will come to know if any abnormality in the engine or transmission, I mean, particularly from the sound. If any abnormal sound is there, he is the first man who will come to know. So if skilled operator is there, definitely he will stop the machine and would try to judge or I mean, from where this sound is there, and so that correctly he can inform to the maintenance crew so that they can come to the site if required, or the equipment can be towed to the workshop if at all calls for. So with this, the further failures can be avoided of that particular equipment. So this is the role of a skilled operator. And similar, it goes with the skilled maintenance staff. Now, one is diagnosing the problem. Now, if a skilled maintenance staff is there, so first of all, in maybe in a shorter time, he will be able to diagnose the exact cause, exact issue, then to repair the same at a in the shorter time. So that is the quality of a skilled maintenance crew. Otherwise, sometimes if unskilled maintenance crew is there to diagnose the issue or problem, itself takes a long time, and which in turn leads to the longer breakdown of the equipment, and means this again adds to the cost, because equipment is down, you cannot use it. And if particularly your loading equipment is down, like excavator is down, and with that loading excavator, another 5 to 6 equipments are also attached, like tippers or dumpers. So you cannot use those machines also, those also to be kept idle. So there will be a huge loss to the company like that. So skilled maintenance staff, of course, in today's in the last 10 years or so, the quality and availability of both maintenance and operation crew is becoming a scarcity. Mr. Thakur may agree with his experience. The operators which earlier used to judge the failure of, judge the earlier from the sound of an engine or transmission, today's maintenance crew is not up to that mark. Maybe people are not that much interested to work as a maintenance crew. Everybody wants to work, sit in the AC room and work like a controller or things. Anyway, with those, that's why these digital things, they are coming to our rescue, and we are able to take care of some of the mistakes of the operators and maybe a maintenance staff also. What is required for a better maintenance practices? Now, whatever OEM advises, particularly this replacement of filters and all, they are not very costly from cost of point of view, if you see. So whatever schedule the OEM advises, it should be strictly adhered to, which can save a lot of money in the longer run by avoiding the failure of costly aggregates. Although sometimes at some sites we have seen that while when you take out a filter, the maintenance crew will say, "Sir, the filter is clean. What is the need to replace it?" But sometimes he may delay by just seeing the condition of the filter, that it looks clean, and he reuses it the same, and just to save a few rupees. But during the next 500 hours or 200 hours, he will say that there is a failure of the engine. So this we have learned from we have seen practically in the field. And particularly this preventive maintenance, it should not be compromised. Filters of diesel or lube and any type of filter in any machine, just to save a few rupees, we should not take a call on that. Then training of maintenance crew as well as for the operation crew is very important. We should give some time to our maintenance crew and operators, maybe in a month, by taking a class by the controller or by the superior, whosoever is expert in that company. And all OEMs, including BML, we are prepared to impart training to the trainers, and those trainers, they can impart the further training, because OEM cannot reach at each and every site level, at the site offices. Other in this GPS, VR Smart, this is all a part of digitalization, which my previous speakers have already spoken, so I need not. Then optimized maintenance system. Of course, it's just for this, theoretical, that good maintenance practices will always save the money, and your uptime of your equipment, it will go up. and so that in the meantime the output from the equipments, whatever is envisaged, desired, these will be able to give. And here just I would like to some of the challenges being faced at the some of the remote sites. One I have already explained that the availability of skilled operators and maintenance crew, it is definitely there, because all these construction equipment and mining equipments, they all operate at the, they are operating at the remotest of the remotest locations. And many of our equipments are flying in the remotest locations of Northeast. And in the Northeast, then this where sometimes temperatures are also very low. Leh side, where people have to work at a temperature of minus 30 degree, minus 40 degree. So there the availability of the operator and maintenance crew, really it is causing concern. Planning of the spares, it should be done, and some of the spares should be kept at site handy. We should not be always dependent on OEM, that OEM will come and they will supply the items immediately, because lead time would be there, then transportation time would be involved. So planning and keeping at least some inventory at sites is always better.